Well, all right. Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh,
Bahasham Yahushai, Bahasham Shakudah.
and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, as well as the men that taught them, and peace and blessings to all you walking out there, pushing his word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as to all you believers out there who believe on the gospel. And it's a couple of brothers from the Great Millstone Houston camp out of Houston Church. And, the water Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, which you heard us open up with those names, who we gave our praises to. And that's the names we come in. That's the powers, the God, the true power of the heaven and the earth and the Son, which his Son name isn't Jesus, who the word ignorantly nomads. It ain't Jesus. And the Heavenly Father name just not God. It's not a title. We have a name. And that's the name that we are proclaiming today, the God of the Hebrews. You see, in which our heritage was taken from us. It was beat out of us. It was said we was going to go through curses, go through slavery, transatlantic slave trade, so on and so forth. In Deuteronomy 28:68, be shipped to a land, be sold to our enemies, and be here until our Lord come. So you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you was told that you was Mexicans. You was told that you was niggas and color. How every year it changed. African Americans, how your DNA changed? That you was Puerto Ricans, that you was Jamaicans, that you was so on and so forth, Dominicans. No, why can we get Hosea 1? Hosea 1? God, but when the time the Lord said he was gonna wake up. What's up, man? How you doing?
God bless you.
All right, thank you, man. You too. You too. And you're an Israelite. Where you from?
I'm from here, from Pasadena.
Okay.
Houston.
What's your people? What the Mexican or
Hispanic. Yeah, Mexican.
Hispanic.
Mexican.
Okay, well, you from the tribe of Issachar. Issachar, which is in the Hebrew Yashashkar,
Yeah.
which is he is hired.
Okay.
Y'all, he and Yashashkar is hired. And even look at y'all people. Y'all the best. Let's be real. Y'all the best workers. Y'all will make this society go wrong.
Yeah.
Our people, but you are Israelite.
What's your name, bro?
QI.
QY?
QI.
My name's Ezekiel.
Oh, that.
Okay.
Okay.
Y'all will not.
Okay, nice to meet you.
My actual Hebrew name is Korah. Korah Ba. And I knew it's kind of long. That's why I kind of shortened it. Korah Ba.
How you doing?
Good. You all right?
Yeah. Doing all good?
But yeah, that's the message we telling our people. One, that we in Babylon are great, and it was the last place of our captivity, which today is ran by the so-called white people, and their biblical nationality are the Edomites. And in prophecy, it was said that the Edomites will be the last heathens to rule. And when our Lord, who the world called Jesus, that's not his name. He was a Hebrew.
Okay.
That wasn't his name at the time. He didn't even have a J. His name is Yahawashai, which means Yah in the Hebrew, he, and Hawashai, deliver our Savior. Okay. Remember, in the Israelites, the Lord always set up judges or saviors to come save our people out of captivity. Just so happened that when they called Jesus the last one. He will come save us from this main captivity, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, from America and from everywhere we scattered, and bring us back to our land, Israel. And from there, we gonna set up and rule. Let's get some precepts. I don't know if you got time, but
You at work right now, huh?
but it's all good.
That's a prophecy fitting you. You hired. But yeah, we ain't gonna hold you, bro. But yeah,
God bless you.
Yes, sir. You too.
go on to YouTube. We on YouTube.
Oh, you too?
Yep.
GMS.
GMS?
GMS Houston.
I'll look for it.
All right.
Yep. GMS Houston.
GMS.
Yep.
I got you.
We live right now, so you'll hear the dialogue. So.
This is Baruch chapter 2 and verse 29. It says, if you will not hear me, if you will not hear my voice, surely this very great multitude shall be turned into a small number among the nations where I were scattered them. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people, but in the land of their captivities they shall remember themselves and shall know that I am Yahweh their power, for I will give them a heart and ears to hear, and they shall praise me in the land of their captivity and think upon my name. So the brother was just going into the name of the Lord. We're remembering, we're thinking upon the name of the Lord. The Lord's name is Yahweh. It means he is, or the existing one in the Paleo Hebrew, and we've been scattered across all countries. You know, the Lord said, you know, let me get it again. It says, if you will not hear me, if you will not hear my voice, surely this very great multitude will be turned into a small number among the nations where I've scattered them. And the brother just came up, you know, we have been scattered throughout the whole earth. You know, they call us Negroes, they call us all kinds of different bywords because we have been scattered to all the different, you know, to all the lands. We just saw the Olympics. I guess it was last year, the year before, where you know you had people that looked just like me coming out of every nation on earth.
Right.
But yet you don't find other people like that. You don't find a whole bunch of, you know, everybody has their land that they go back to. But yet we're scattered amongst all the heathen.
Hey, you go to an Astros baseball game, you'll have a 6'4" black, look like a Negro come up swinging, and you find out he's from Cuba. You know, he's from Puerto Rico. That's what happens. We have been scattered, and we are the only one. It's two things. We the only ones, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that fit the curses of what the Israelites will go through. Being a proverb, a byword. That's why I don't even get hurt no more when they say stuff like usual suspects are. That's supposed to. That's prophecy. You're supposed to have little code names and little jokes for us. But we also fit the prophecies of the Israelites raising up in the last days saying, oh, we not those proverbs and bywords, we the Israelites. If we not, what other nation is doing that?
What Mike was calling the sisters last Thursday, Mike, welfare.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the welfare, them bywords.
Yeah. Yep, welfare queens, man. Proverbs and bywords, those names, those jokes were supposed to be on our people, but little do people know that's a part of prophecy. The more they throw the jokes at you Negroes out there, you Hispanics, yo, wetbacks, right? Native Americans, redskins. They supposed to. It's all a part of prophecy. It was the curses we was going to go through. Let's get that real quick. In Deuteronomy 28, can we go in what it says, this will be a sign upon you for ever, like 64 around up. Let's get that real quick while the brother getting there. Let's start at yeah, let's get there.
This is Hosea chapter 1 and verse 9. Then said the Most High, call his name Lo Ami, for ye are not my people, and I will not be your power. Yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. And it shall come to pass that in the place where it was said unto them, ye are not my people, there it shall be said unto them, ye are the sons of the living power.
Right, can you read that again?
Go into Lo Ami, all right? That's an English transliteration of the Hebrew, which is La'ai Anya, all right? So they put Lo Ami as a translation of the Yiddish, but when you go into the Paleo, that's La'ai, is not. Anya is my people. So what he was saying to the Israelites is, you're not my people. Go back to that verse.
This is Hosea chapter 1 and verse 9. Then said the Most High, call his name Lo Ami.
And his there was a child that Hosea had with a prostitute, all right, which was a prophecy child, all right, and that child was to prophesy that Israel was going to be cast off. So he said, name that child La'Anya, all right, and that was to represent us falling away, all right. Go ahead.
For ye are not my people, and I will not be your power.
And so we ended up here in Babylon under the godless, all right, under the goddamn basis of man.
That's right.
All right, the Most High making good on his word. All right, we was out here without a God. That's why, and the brother getting ready to go into, I don't know if he's going to hit that part, but in Deuteronomy 6:28, it says that we have to serve him for the want of all things, right? Because the Most High was not a God to us.
Right.
And he put us under the devil. Right. So we had to serve the devil. All right. for the one of all things, he became our God. And but that went to his loaded ass red head. And now he's trying to take over everything. He didn't overreach his bounds, but you got it, brother.
That's it. This is verse 10. All right, you can get it. Yeah.
That's cool. You had enough more.
Nah,
Oh,
verse
back
nine.
up. Okay, kind of. Nah, that's cool. We can get that.
God,
But
this,
again, what was the point though? That because you got those people over there in the land of Israel, which is not their land. It was said that in the last days the Edomites will be in that land, in Ezekiel 36. And again, it said that the Lord will be the one to bring his people back to that land. So who are those people over there in the land? Imposters, man. There should be no war right now on the earth, but it is. But you have these people calling themselves Israelites in the world, like they're the Lord chosen people, but you don't fit no prophecy. You don't fit no curses. You don't fit anything it said about the Lord people. You don't have anything special about you. And think about this, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We are the most blessed people, the most talented, smart people on earth. Why are we at the low? Because we going through the curses that our Lord put us through because we went off. But the good news is that we at the end of captivity. This kingdom about to fall, we about to rule next. But let's get this out.
but like the brother is saying though, you can just look at the characteristics. Like the Lord's people are loving people. We're under this goddamn devil that's been abusing us and using us for centuries, and we still trying to make the motherfucker, give him salvation.
Right.
But then people over there in that land, they don't give a fuck about nobody.
Right.
Nobody at all. They don't care. Hey, it is what it is. They don't care. But the Lord's people are not like that. We have a special spirit in us. We're loving people because that's what the Lord has set up to do. But,
Now the small hats, they don't fit no prophecy, no curses, no nothing.
God.
They're apostles, man. And it's easy to prove through the scriptures. Not in the Talmud. You got it, bro.
Time. This is Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 45. It says, moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed.
Now to give context, this is Moses speaking to the Israelites. Now this is not Moses' words. This is the Lord speaking through Moses, right? And he told them, if you read Deuteronomy 68 verse 1 through 14, that was the blessings. If y'all keep my law, if y'all do right, I'm gonna bless y'all over every nation. Y'all gonna be good.
28.
28. Y'all gonna be good. You see? But then he said from there on down to 68, if y'all don't, I'm gonna put all these curses on y'all. Now we get on down to this point because the Lord gonna say, and these curses I'm gonna put on y'all, they gonna be on y'all for a sign. You got it, bro.
Con. I'm gonna start from the top.
Come on.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 45. It says, moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord Yahweh, thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee.
Right. So if anybody want to be mad about our condition, it should be you out there, you Israelites. We went off. A lot of y'all would be mad. Well, why God? And we're in a time that Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, y'all turn into atheists. Y'all don't even have faith in the Lord no more. Y'all don't really, because Jesus ain't real, so y'all lost trust in him because he ain't doing nothing. No, turn back to the true power of Yahweh, the Heavenly Father name of Yahweh Shai. Right? But the thing is,
Oh, no.
okay, kind. But the thing is, let's read that again, all right? So you can finish it.
It says, moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord Yahweh thy power, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee, and they shall be upon thee.
And they, what's the day? The curses. And they shall be upon thee, upon who? The Israelites.
For a sign.
For a sign. What's a sign? Now think about what the Lord saying for a sign. When you driving, right? If you driving, you're looking for the sign to tell you where you at. What's the exit? Where you at? what neighborhood you in. So these curses gonna be upon the Israelites for a sign to tell you what? Who are the Israelites? Who fit what the Lord said his people will be going through in the last days? There's only a few people who fit that. And it's the people on this sign, man. Not all people fit that. And it's not the people in the line right now. Though we may have some scattered, about people who could look like them, just being fair, we've been scattered for thousands of years. So it's not a black, Hispanic, and Native American thing. You ain't gotta just be dark, We've been scattered for a long time, so we will look like many different nations. But the bulk of our people today will look like the average so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American. You have something about?
It's more, but yeah.
You got it. So it's gonna be upon us for a sign.
God. It says, and they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
True. So it's still on the Israelites until the Lord, the one they call Jesus, come back and change all that. And what's some of those curses? He said that the Lord said his people will be taken from one place, be put on ships, and brought to a land. And when they get to the land, they was going to be sold to the enemies. Who went through that? It said also, people clown us today, it's a baby mama drama and a single mother homes in a black community. Right, that's according to prophecy in the Bible. It said the father was going to lead the homes. The mother and the father weren't going to get along. He was going to split that up. It was going to be poverty. It was going to be like a hole in your pocket. Your children was going to be separated and sold to other people. You was going to build houses and not live in them. So we go through those things, and that's what we understand now at the latter end of our captivity. It was all a part of prophecy the whole time. We get that now. That was the whole mystery, man. You had something, bro? No, you got it.
This is Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 2. It says, hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth, for Yahweh have spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me. It says, the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib, but Israel does not know, my people does not consider. And that's the problem. We're out here on the highways and the byways, and we're telling you who you are, but you don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear it. The Lord has beat you, whipped you, broken you down, because he said it would be on you for a sign and for a wonder, right? And it's on you, but yet you still don't think, well, hey, we those people, we need to turn back to the Lord because we catching all this hell because we didn't obey what he said. It's simple as that. You want to follow, like you said, you want to be an atheist. You want to follow after Buddha. You want to follow after Allah. You want to follow after all of these damn, you want to be a witch and a warlock and, a Satanist. But yet you don't want to follow after Yahweh, your power. Yahweh, why Yahweh shot?
That's it. Can you get a Luke 4 out? And that's the beauty, that's the comforting part about knowing the Lord's will, man. Because at one time we felt a certain type of way because even now he's starting to be doing too much. The usual suspect. And we get mad because we know they're the suspects. Y'all the ones that's doing stuff and y'all put on our people. But we got mad at certain sayings back then. Or when people said nigga. We don't care about none of that now. Even like we always say when the so-called white man here say this is a white man's world. You'll say, I'm a man too. I got my home. Where I get on my... No, this is the so-called white. This is the Edomite's world according to the Bible, according to prophecy, man. See, that's what we understand now. We see the Lord's will. We see it playing out. Habakkuk the 2nd chapter. But let's get 4. Let's start at 23. Yep.
This is Baruch chapter 4 and verse 23. For I sent you out with mourning and weeping.
Right, and this the Lord, pretty much speaking to us, about leaving the land of Israel, going to tie judgment. Now we've been started to scatter, many years. You had the northern kingdom went into the Assyrian captivity. I believe roughly around 720. Fact check that out. 720 or something. The northern kingdom went into the Assyrian captivity around like 722, around that time. 724 BC. BC. So they was taking out the land already. And that's why another thing, when you had in the time of the New Testament, the time of Yahweh Shai, the Apostle Paul, you did have some of the northern kingdom sprinkled amongst them, but it was majority Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Because for hundreds of years already, the northern kingdom was in Americas by this time. You know, so you had them been off the land, and the main time we was taking off our land was 70 AD. And you know, people that dare say things like go back to Africa. Well, why were we in Africa in the first place? Because it's clear we're not the same people as Manute Bo and Bobo. That's not our people, clearly. But why were we in Africa? Because from 70 AD, the Romans besieged Jerusalem, going into the judgments that we had to go through. We was kicked out of our land, and as it is known in secular history, not just through prophecy, we went into some parts of Africa, mainly the west coast of Africa, and then from there, you had the prophecies play out. Deuteronomy 28:68, us being put in ships, taken from our land. Joel, what that is, 2, when it said the Grecians was going to sell us on ships. And then we came over here, we've been here, living out the last end of prophecy in the last kingdom, man. Can we get up a Route 420?
And you Edomites need to
Lamentations
shut the
4:21.
fuck up telling somebody go back anywhere.
Right.
Y'all the most colonizing people on the face of this planet in the history of mankind.
That's right.
You don't have the right to tell nobody to go back no fucking way.
That's right.
Y'all need to shut the fuck up.
That's right.
This is why y'all about to be displaced by the Most High himself. All right? Because y'all real proud, man. Y'all got a real proud spirit about y'all, your whole nation. All right? You can have an Edomite bum and he'll be proud. All right?
God.
But the Most High said, go right quick to Isaiah 12. Isaiah 14 and 12.
It's Isaiah.
You got it.
It's Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 12. It says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weakest the nation?
Go ahead.
For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High.
Give me where it talk about the pump.
The pump has been brought down to the ground.
Yeah, 11. This is Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 11. It says, thy pomp is brought down to the grave.
This the Most High speaking to you Edomites, all right?
That's right.
Your pride, all right? Your arrogance, that arrogance that y'all have, all right? Most High say your pump is going to be brought down to the grave. You're going to be brought low. Read it from the top.
This is Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 11. It says, thy pomp is brought down to the grave.
Right, because you're a pompous bastard. Go ahead.
And the noise of thy vials, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee.
And that's your society. That's your system. Your entire system. What's that? Habakkuk 2 and 15. We don't have to get it, but shameful spewing is on your glory.
Right.
All right. So when it's talking about the worm, that's your whole the infrastructure of this shit. All right. The moral decay of your society. All right. Your financial, everything. The Most High has spread the worm under all your shit. We talk about your infrastructure, but it's really spread under everything that you've touched, everything that you've built. All right? So read it from the top.
This is Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 11.
All right.
It says, thy pomp is brought down to the grave,
That's right.
and the noise of thy vials, the worm is spread under thee, and the worm covereth thee.
And the worm covered thee. All right? Worm represent death, decay, rot. That's what Babylon is. All right? This has become a society of rot, of decay. When you talk about decadence, you talk about decay. That's what America is. All right? It's a monument of decadence. What is a monument of decay? All right, go ahead.
This is Isaiah 14 and 12. It says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning?
It's talking about the white man. All right? It ain't talking about the spiritual demon Satan. Lucifer here is Esau Edom. He's being taken out of power. The Most High is mocking this devil. How art thou fallen from heaven? You goddamn devil.
That's right.
How? You was big and bad. You was all powerful.
Right.
You had dew and heart.
Right.
How you falling? You had 5G
Right.
and drones. With what they call them bombers? But you know, the B-12. That's it.
So,
Stealth bombers. The stealth, right? You had the stealth bombers. Drop bombs from amazing heights. You don't even see it coming. You just hear bombs fall. How are you falling?
B2 stuff, brother.
B2 stealth. Okay, B2. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Yeah. They call it stealth for a reason. All right? It'll creep up on you. You don't see or hear it. All right? So the Most High asking what I?
It says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?
Right, because you said, I am. I am and none else beside me. So how are you falling? All right? Go ahead.
It says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning?
And that's light bearer. All right? If you go into it, I don't know what, I think the Hebrew is allowed. It might be allowed in the Hebrew, but Lucifer itself is Latin. The Greek for it is Eosphorus. All right, it just means the light bringer.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
The Hebrew word for Lucifer is H1966 halal.
Allow shining. All right. Allow also goes into praise. All right. Don't they go hand in hand? To say praise, you say halal. How you allow, but that's how you say shining. All right. So that's who you're supposed to be praising. The shining one, not left-handed, but the right-handed shining, the right-handed Lucifer. Yeah, how was shot. But, all right, that's all it means. It don't mean something wicked or, it's referring to the spiritual demon Satan. It's just talking about one who's bringing or bearing the light, Eosphorus, all right, or Lucifer. And the breakdown of that, loose, where you get lux is light, and fair is to carry. Like you get take a ferry, all right, to carry you and your vehicle across the waters. So Lucifer or Luciferian is one who carries the light, one who bears the light, all right? Now, in that case, it's Esau Edom, right? But yeah, you got it.
I just want to correct myself. So that it's H1966 halal, and the root word is halal, but it's same thing, shining or light bearer.
Got it.
This is Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 12.
About to make a point of a type of problem.
Yeah, you got it.
And that's what I think is so beautiful right now, because the things the so-called white man bragged about, that's the same exact things that the Heavenly Father is shining a light on right now. And it's like a stain on their rulership, their power. Think about it. They was tearing out all the statues because they was embarrassed about the histories for the bloodshed, murder, cheat. You ain't getting nothing found. But everything that, the founding fathers, it was all BS.
And Georgia Guidestone.
Right.
Yeah.
It's really nothing. You went through and took everybody history and heritage,
Right.
and said, this
You
me.
got the nerve to tell somebody to go somewhere.
Right. And instead of their own, which is the Edomites. Why you don't want to tell? Why we never seen a movie about the Edomites? But the last samurai, you the only white person, you the main character. Come on, man. But and that's in if you want to hold that, I think it's
Okay.
Nahum 3. Nahum 3 about the stain on your glory. But you got it, Doc. So like it tells you.
Oh, shameful spewing or
Shame.
Habakkuk 2 and 15.
Nah,
You want to continue in that Isaiah?
you still have some more that I never talked about.
That was the point. Yeah, that was the point. The Most High is going to bring this devil down. All right? Yeah, you're not the Most High. You're not, all right? Whoever you think you are, the Most High getting ready to show you. All right? And everybody that put their trust in you is about to be confounded with you. So, yeah, you got it out.
Okay. Oh yeah, you could get that. Yup. We can get that. That's perfect. First, we can get that first. We can get that change.
This is Micah chapter 2 and verse 1. It says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And the elder was just going into the light bearers. You know, when they're the ones carrying the light right now. They're the ones in charge. And the Heavenly Father put the power.
They had it.
And
They falling under Job 18 and 5. Their light is being put out. We got the light now.
That's right.
With us. All right. All we got to do is endure in Yahweh Shah. But no, you ain't said nothing wrong. I'm just they do have it, but it's going out fast.
I mean, you know, the scripture said that the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So as it stands right now, they have the power to do these things, you know, because the Lord set them up. But it says, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage.
And that's what Esau done. He take over nations and then he put it in their face. And then he say, you the reason you got this better life because you got Wi-Fi. You know? Like what? So we had water, we could just, drink. Man, people had a better life before you came through. That's why I say you the border of wickedness. Wherever you at, some BS gonna follow. It's gonna follow, and then the Lord give you the whole earth. Right? But let's get this, because that's one thing Esau like to brag about. The power of his government and the people they bomb, not knowing it was unjust. It was unjust. And like the other times I said, we're in the transition. That's why these false FLAGSs that Esau gonna try to do, we see that now. Because the Lord taking that wisdom away. You don't really have it. It's just you had secrecy at first. Before technology, so people ain't really see you. Now it's in the open. You can't hide no more, man. It's out there.
Power.
Yup.
Darkness.
Yup.
Good.
That's it. Because light shine brightest in darkness. It's Lucifer, man.
Done.
So you had to throw out wickedness, keep everybody. Think about it. When we rule, we gonna have to lie to nations and tell them, instead of, and you ain't an Edomite, you a white boy. No, you're an Edomite, and this your history. And we gonna keep it real. Because we're the superior people. Why we gotta lie? Esau had to lie. He had to deceive the world.
He had the light, but like, if that's the world, this the light. Esau like this with the light.
Yep.
Yeah.
Had a secret society, where they distributed the light among themselves. They didn't share it with the world. But that was his lot as a devil. But yeah, you got it.
And when that transition to, you know what I'm saying, so Rock 10, if we can get that, so Rock 10, that he gonna begin to take it from one people to another. And like Elder Tazapah said with that Job, but that Obadiah, he was gonna begin to take wisdom from Edom, man. But you got it, bro.
This is Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 15 in the NLT. What sorrow awaits you who make your neighbors drunk?
What sorrow awaits you, Esau, you did it to the world. You took down the whole world, man. And it wasn't fair. So what sorrow awaits you? You got it, bro.
You force your cup on them so you can gloat over their shameful nakedness.
Right. Your way of life, which is everything in opposition to the Lord. Like it says, 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter. You bring them democracy, and if they went down the first time, you had you'll set up a coup, or send economic hitmen, and then when that leader died of that nation who denied your advances, You set up your leader, and then now all of a sudden they with it. We with it, America. We allies, and now you got a embassy over there. You know, you got fast food chains everywhere. Like China said, we done with that. It was a couple years ago. The president of China said something like, "We cutting off all American shows. We want our boys to be sissy boys," or something like that. You about to say something?
You know what Venezuela did? Going right with what you saying, they called Russia. Russia then brought missiles to Venezuela because what's his name? No, and I can't call his name, but the president over there, he know what America do. They send in those economic hitmen. Because about 2 weeks ago, he was pleading. He said, I'll work with y'all. What y'all want me to do? He said, I'll work with y'all. Trump steady bombing, so he made a call to Putin. Now Russia they set up shop in Venezuela. We are on the verge of the third war. All right. You got U.S. in Ukraine, and you got Russia in Venezuela. It's all in power. Yeah, you got it.
A very recent example of Esau having economic hitmen.
Oh, and right quick, that would have never happened back in the day because of the Monroe Doctrine. All right, like Chavez and all them, they couldn't call Russia because that would have made Russia seem like the aggressor. But the president, and then I don't know if he was just making a move on his own or if that's part of the playbook, and they told him, look, you got to bring Russia in now. But he had the wherewithal to say, you know, they gonna take me out like they took out all the rest. I got one play I can play, and that's called Russia. You know, that was a smart move on his behalf because, right, he couldn't have did that back in the day because that would have made Russia. You know how they would have painted Putin in the media, but now, you know, with all the aggression that's going on, I just think that was a smart move. All right, and that brings us closer to our king. But what was your point?
I was gonna say a very recent example of Esau setting up a economic hitman is in Haiti, where their leader didn't want to shoot his people up with the jump shot, and they sent somebody to off him, and they all got the shot down. They all got the jumper down.
Right. But then you see old boy with that who they call barbecue, he pop up with the G and the compass in the square. I think he had the green and he had the good piece showing who he was with. Old barbecue. That's what they call it. But yeah, you got it.
Yeah, you can get that, you know. Because again, everything that Esau bragged about is coming to haunt you in these times. The things that you said, you know, your plans, all these things are coming to light. You can't run. Why is according to prophecy? And that's beautiful whatever times of prophecy. Even think about what's going on. Ezekiel, what it is, 38, nations go gather unto Russia. We definitely in those times. So again, going back to it, from all the things Esau bragged about, there's a white man's word, and the Proverbs and Proverbs keep saying that. As we're going to read in Lamentations 4, keep saying that. You might want to hurry up and get it out. Because the time almost over, you about to suffer for a long time. A long time. A long 1,000 years in the kingdom of slavery. You and the other nations, but the part about it, they gonna get a chance to enjoy righteous rulership in the earth. Scripture said they go pretty much. It says they gonna rejoice because of it, but you gonna be exterminated. We can't have a serpent in the garden no more.
All creation groaning.
Right. Man,
Waiting for this devil to go.
even animals,
Yeah.
they tired.
Plants and trees, the wildlife. Yeah, but you got it. I got it, bro.
It's the fall, and all the trees still got the leaves on them. That's Esau.
I mean, just Esau. Period. I remember as a child, I could go out. You know, I could go down the street. I could pick fruit. All that. You know, I could go get me some apples, some peaches. You know, some strawberries, blackberries. But now, shit, it's all gone. It's all gone. Why? because Esau, Edom, is in rulership. You know, he done came in and fucked over the ecosystem. Now nothing won't even grow. You know,
Now, see, I just heard that even that yellow black striped honeybee, that's a hybrid. And what they say, a honeybee is supposed to be black, solid black. So I'm looking into that. You know, but with this devil, I don't put it past him. But they say the original honeybee don't have sting. They sting it's solid black.
I just saw recently where he was talking about some stingless honeybee.
The stingless honeybee, that's where you're supposed to get your honey from. That's what I'm gonna go down there rabbit hole. You got it.
This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, and verse 15 in the NLT. It says, "What sorrow awaits you who make your neighbors drunk?"
And to be in context, he's talking about the wicked who is going to rule at the end. Habakkuk asks God, when is going to be over for your people to suffer? He said, when the wicked rule at the end, this how it's going to end. First, I'm going to expose them. The nation's going to get mad at him, get together, and help destroy him. And then I'm going to send my son. He going to do his thing. We didn't say son, but then I'm going to send son, you know, an angel. He going to do his thing, and y'all going to be good. That's the story. But you got it. He talking to the so-called white man. At last, he's in the rule. You got it, bro.
Says, "You force your cup on them
You force your way of life on the earth.
so you can gloat over their shameful nakedness."
Right. You got it.
Verse 7.
And say, now he'll say, well, they're killing each other in Chicago. How niggas got militarized guns? We said last time Rondo number 9 had a bazooka. An old rap nigga from Chicago. How he had a bazooka? Why is it trains just dropping off drugs in the hood and guns in the hood just open? Why the only way you can get on certain benefits is if you don't have a father in the house? Why the only way you can get a record deal with certain things is if you gotta rap about killing your own people, selling drugs to your own people? Why you don't never hear song? People bump all day, niggas killing niggas, but you know the outrage if you heard a song about a nigga killing a white man, he rapping this song about him killing another nation. Why it's okay when he could kill his own people though?
When you listen to country music, they talking about the wife and the kids, you know, going fishing with the dog. They talk about family shit. In country music, even going out to the bar and getting drunk, you know. But they ain't talking about shooting one another, you know. And then like the young priest say, we have the only genre of music, you know, that glorifies, you know, what would that be? Self-Geno? That's self-Geno, CIDE? That's what niggas participate in. Their own self-extermination. Yeah, you got it, though.
Yep. Just like what was the chick talking about it in front of the damn clinic? Talk about getting ready to go up in there and discard a child. You know, what is that all about? And glorifying it like this is the thing to do. Well, I don't want to deal with that man, so I'm gonna go, you know, I'm gonna go donate one to Baal over there at the clinic. Huh? What kind of shit is that? That's degenerate.
Yeah. That's non-conducive to life. It's death. Like that chick saying, I'm gonna want to see more gaslighting. I'm gonna want to see more, you know, just giving bad advice, toxic advice to women, basically to dog men. You know, she's saying she wants to see more, basically playing men.
So I want to see less filters.
But the thing is, all right, that's against life. All right? And then they want to, you know, make these videos. Why are the black men leaving us? Cause of shit like that. Then you end up by yourself. You know, a bitch will say, this one chick, men don't take accountability. No, the niggas that y'all raised don't take accountability. Men take accountability. And it ain't got shit to do with color. I'm talking real men. All right? This ain't got nothing to do with color. We take accountability. What the fuck is it? Women live in their own twilight zone. Right? They really do. But we ain't gonna get on that. Y'all got it.
That's it. So again, going back to that, that's what the so-called white man do. He'll set nations up, especially you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, set you up to fail, a society around you, and then when you do fail, right, and shoot each other and go off, he said, "Look what y'all doing." He blame it on y'all. So that's what the scriptures say. But let's see what's gonna happen to this man and America.
But but that's his MO. I mean, he made it illegal so you Israelites could even read for hundreds of years. Hundreds of years it was illegal for you to read. He would kill you if you learn how to read. Now he'll set you up and say, well, he a slow reader.
Right.
He can't read. Look, hey, where do you hide something from one of them? Put it in a book.
Right.
Huh? But yet you're the one that did the shit. You did it. You made it like that. And then you want to complain?
Can you read it?
Yeah, that's the running joke. Niggas can't read, niggas can't swim.
So I watching this, and we'll get into it, and we gotta get the precept. So I watching this little history documentary on like propaganda that the so-called white man used against our people. And it was said that in America, when they first started coming up, our people, you had so many watermelon farmers. Farmers and talking about Jake was making bank, and like they was selling amongst each other, like eating watermelon and just health. Jake was healthy,
Looking good.
looking good.
Johnson long and strong.
You feel me?
Johnson gonna be
And,
right.
you know, and you know, Jake was eating the rind too, like
Yeah, getting into it.
you got it, cause the rind. Hey, so for me,
Look, and that was back then Saul. That was good Saul too. Good seed.
that rich sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, for men out there, tip. When you eat the watermelon, yeah, get the red out of there. Sometimes even, hey, bite the seeds if need be, they good. But the thing is, don't just throw away the green and then the white part between the red. That's called a rind. Get that, juice it, or do something with it. You can make like a little, frozen treat. Look it up. But that help you as a man, you know?
Yeah.
There's a lot of vegetable proteins in the rind of the watermelon.
Yep. But the thing is, Esau used that to say, oh, these niggas prospering off this. Oh, then he started putting out the propaganda. Oh, niggas in watermelon, trying to embarrass him. And now look today. Niggas be scared at work. They got watermelon. You like, nah, I ain't gonna get that one. I'm gonna get the plums. Let's get that though. But that's what he did. He messed the world up and put on other nations. Now he glorying in that. But the Lord gonna say, all that's gonna come back to haunt you, and that's what we seeing, man. You got it, bro.
This is Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 16 in the NLT. But soon it will be your turn to be disgraced.
Ooh, you got it.
Come drink and be exposed. Drink from the cup of the Lord's judgment, and all your glory will be turned to shame.
All your glory, the things you used to brag over the Israelites on, the Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the things you used to brag and boast over these other nations, now it's become your shame. Now you're embarrassed about it. That's why you got to pump each other up. A couple years ago, it was a slogan that said it's okay to be white. What they had in Florida when they passed the rule, you couldn't talk about certain history because the white children was going to feel bad. I forget it was something. It was like during COVID time. The sentence was trying to pass it. But the thing is, you're embarrassed about your history. Why? Because it's full of wickedness, man. And now the Lord have the prophets of the day calling it out.
About critical race theory.
Critical race theory. Why? Why?
Race fact.
Yes.
Critical race fact.
You see, but you got it. But that was it on that, huh? Come on, you got it.
This is Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 21. It says, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz.
Now the Lord telling you, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom. Live it up. And he's specifically targeting you Edomites in America. Right? You got the eyes to see the Bible is in code. It just ain't gonna say the so-called white man. Because remember, the Edomites not just the ones ruling America. The Russians, they Edomites too. All those nations in Europe, they Edomites too. So on and so forth. You have Edomites ruling the part of the beast system. This is the main hub that spring throughout the beast and that came into the world, start right here in America. Because you got to remember, it says in the land of Uz, Basra, Uz and Basra, that was capital cities in the ancient land of Edom. Now, the Edomites have rulership over the whole world according to Genesis 27. The so-called white man rule all over the world. But what's the main hub of his rulership? What got him the power over the earth? America. So the Lord is pinpointing the Edomites in America. Let's see what he got to say. Can you start from the top?
God. This is Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 21. It says, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz.
And even Trump, like Ben here, that's a part of prophecy for you to get excited at the end of your fall, thinking something good about to happen, right? You know, you got the podcasters out there. You know, the right wing guys, conservatives, the Christian values out there talking this shit. So if you had 13 fish in a pond and they was responsible for 50% of the crime, what would you do with those 13 fish? And ask that to a little dumbass Eve and a nigga, a little dumbass YN. They'll be like, shit, you gotta kill a 13 fish. Oh, exactly. But what he talking about? See, Jake don't get it. You, nigga. He said you need to be exterminated. So all that little stuff, the Lord saying, get that off. Get you. You know when somebody know they gonna get revenge with somebody, but oh, you got it. You know, get you. Yeah, go ahead, get you. The Lord saying, go ahead and get you. Because judgment coming to the so-called white man and these other nations. So the Lord saying, live it up because it's almost over. America's almost over. You've been a superior nation, which you not. It's almost over. You got it, bro.
Time.
America began with that Illuminati doctrine. All right, Adam Weishaupt. Going back to what you were going into. All right, this is their cash cow. All right, America would push that philosophy worldwide. You know, the Illuminati doctrine. They put it on your dollar bill and circulated it worldwide to get everybody indoctrinated. And the number one currency of the world, probably in the history of mankind, is that American dollar. That was the most sought after dollar. You go back to the 80s, 90s, 2000s, and niggas even chasing it now. But we know it ain't worth shit now. But yeah, that dollar which bear their philosophy on it of the Illuminati. So as the brother was saying, yeah, this is the place, America. All right? And it would be mentioned in prophecy. You just have to be tuned into the spirit to know. You got it.
I just want to clear something up in case it's sounding confusing. Because when I was going into, you had not just white people rule America, but I said Russia. Then I said, and you know, the European people, and I said the beast. Just in case it sounded like I was putting Russia with the beast system, Russia is not part of the beast, right? That's NATO and the EU, and America is that gray horse that rides the beast. You see? But Russia is not a part of the beast, just in case it, you know, kind of went together.
Yeah,
But you got it.
go.
This is Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 21. It says, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup shall also pass through unto thee.
What's the cup? Can you get a Jeremiah 50? What did I say? He says, the cup of my fear and the dregs. What's the cup? Go look at in the world, World Star, YouTube, or just go ride in the hoods and see what niggas go through, what Mexicans go through, or Hispanics and Native Americans go through. What we went through in the past, that's the cup. Slavery, oppression, curses, that's the cup of the Lord. So what he telling Esau, go ahead and live it up. Live it up, enjoy yourself because it's almost over and now you about to get judged. You found it? Yep, let's start at 22.
This is Isaiah chapter 51 and verse 22. It says, thus said the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai, and thy power that pleadeth the cause of his people. Behold, I have taken out of thine hand the cup of trembling.
Oh, see, the Lord said, I'm taking out of your hand, you Israelites. He going into the cup. Let's see what the cup is. He said, the cup of trembling. You usually trembling when you're scared. Oh, you know, you can be cold too, but the Lord talking about being scared. Yeah. Cold ain't a good situation either. Ask the people in the Titanic, they froze there, you know? Yeah, cold ain't a good situation, but the point is the Lord talking about trembling. You got it, bro.
Even the dregs of the cup of my fury.
Ooh, even the dregs of the cup of my fury. And you know the dregs, the worst of what the Lord can do that people can bear. Because trust me, what the Lord do on earth, he can do way more. Our power way cooler than what you see and what you think. But what people can bear. It says the dregs, that's like, you're going to, as we always say, you're going to a bar. And before like the server come and get the table who just left, they probably had like the suds of the beer at the end, like it was hot, it's been there for like 15 minutes. You know, a nigga backwash in it, that's some of the suds. Yeah, it's been there, that's the top of the beer that went all the way. Yeah, that. That's what the Lord said, drink that. Think about drinking that. And think about a nigga reaction or anybody reaction when they drink that. It's like, yeah. That's what the Lord and He's saying. That's your portion. We went through it as a people. Let's get that real. Let's finish this and we'll get that.
Said, this is Isaiah chapter 51 and verse 22, the latter end. Even the dregs of the cup of my fury, thou shalt no more drink it again. And that thou shalt no more drink it again is talking about us, the Israelites. This is verse 23. But I will put it into the hand of them that afflict thee, which have said to thy soul, bow down, that we may go over, and thou hast laid thy body as the ground and as the street to them that went over. Yeah, you become nothing to these people, or you were nothing to them to begin with. They said, lay down and be at the street, nigga, and that's what you Jakes have done. But he said, hey, he gonna give that portion of the cup to them, and they got to deal with it.
So go to
Now you got it. No. I was just gonna get that Jeremiah. I'm trying to find it. 49 when he said, "You thought you want to go drink in a cup, thou shalt surely drink of it."
look 12.
But no, you got it though.
You got it? Verse 12.
12. Yeah.
Can you get 10 and jump to 12?
Because it's 10 said who was talking to.
Ready? This is Jeremiah chapter 49 and verse 10. It says, but I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not.
So that's the subject matter. The Lord calling out the so-called white man, the nation of Edom. You got it.
Verse 12, it says, for thus saith the Lord, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken.
Now, what is the Lord talking about? He says, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup. We just read about the cup. That's the Lord's judgment, his fury, the curses, captivity. And who is the ones who was not supposed to drink? Us as a chosen people. He didn't set us up as a chosen people just to be in captivity after captivity and curses on us. No, he chose us to rule, man, to teach other people the way. But because we went off, we had to get judged. So the point the Lord making, if I judge my chosen people who ain't even had it this, I ain't want them to go through this, what you think is gonna happen to Esau, a nation he don't even like? So it may seem like, yeah, the so-called God, he in the so-called white man. No, the Lord been using him. Now we about to see his fall. But you got it, bro.
This is Jeremiah chapter 49 and verse 12. It says, for thus saith Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, behold, they whose judgment was not to drink of the cup have assuredly drunken. And art thou he that shall altogether go unpunished? Thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it.
That's it. So Esau ain't going to escape, man. And that's what we saying.
Y'all ready with the lamentation?
But we was going back to it, folks.
Yeah.
It was going back to it.
This is Lamentation. You want 21 again? This is Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 21. It says, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked.
Now they showed a little clip of Little House on the Prairie. They had Willis from I forget his name. From, Different Strokes.
Tom.
Nah,
I know who you're talking about.
yeah, I can't call his name. But he asked the white man, he said, you want to live to be, 100, and he was like, yeah. Say, I think everybody want to live to be ripe old age. And then Lil Willis hit him with this. Would you rather live as yourself and die at 50 or live to be 100 as me? And he couldn't answer. They was still fucked him up. They fucked him up because they know we got it fucked up out here. And he probably, if he was being honest, he would pick the 50. You know? Because what does the scripture say? Go to that right quick. Ecclesiastes 10 and 6. Oppression make a wise man bad. You know? So if you're wise, you want to get out of captivity as soon as you can. You don't want to live to 100. Go ahead.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and verse 6. Folly is set in great dignity.
Okay. One of them. Seven.
Question people.
That's it.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 7. Surely oppression maketh the wise man mad.
That's the one I want. Right. So surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. All right. And this is what, as a people, we've been brought to Babylon, America, to serve this captivity. All right. To serve this oppression. And it wasn't for our destruction, but for I want to say rehabilitation, but it's kind of rehab.
Yeah.
You know, a rejuvenation of sorts. But, you know, this was to teach us, or to bring us to a full 360 degree of understanding, all right, of knowing the workings of good and evil. All right, so the Most High put us under this devil. It was all by his design. All right, but you weren't supposed to come over here and get comfortable and catch Stockholm syndrome and fall in love with the devil. Read that again, right?
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 7. Surely oppression maketh the wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart.
And the gift destroyed the heart. All right, and so Esau gave you the gift of EBT. He gave you the gift of SNAP, Section 8. He gave you all these, you know, these gifts to get your heart set on this place. All right? And so here y'all are. As the brother was, you read Isaiah earlier. Y'all get how do we not? My people did not consider.
Con.
Give me that right.
Con. This is Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 3. It says, the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib. But Israel does not know. My people does not consider.
Yeah, they won't even consider. And a big part of that is the harlot house. All right? And the harlot house is a big part of what got y'all comfortable running around here talking about the law is done away with. Who wants to live in anarchy? Because what you're talking about is anarchy. All right? Well, oh, yeah, that's right. You got Esau's law. You believe in law, you just don't want the Most High's law. You want, but that's Jake. Give us a king like the nations. We want to see it. And then, yeah, give us Barabbas. Yeah, Caesar is our king. They always want a nigger. What you had that?
I was about to say they even told Pilate, they was like, you ain't Caesar real friend. If you're a Caesar real friend, like, that's Jake, dog.
Jake.
Like,
no, again, one more time, Mike. One more time.
Isaiah.
Come on, Isaiah.
This is Isaiah chapter 1 and verse 3. It says, the ox knoweth his owner, and the ass his master's crib.
And those are two stubborn animals, all right? Beast of burden. Was it the donkey and the ass? What was it? The ox and the ass. mainly the ass, but the ox can be stubborn too, you know. But they know who butter their bread, so to speak. They know what home is. They know who their master is. All right. And if their master called, they recognize his voice. It's like the scripture say about the Lord's sheep in John chapter 10. All right. But Israel, these brute beasts, y'all dumber than an ox. More stiff-necked than a mule ass. And that's you Negroes, Latinos, and you Native Americans predominantly. Go ahead.
It says, the ox know of his owner, and the ass his master's crib, but Israel does not know.
Right.
My people does not consider.
Y'all won't even consider. Right? But right, because these gifts, even in the form of jobs, they destroyed your heart. When we was in hardcore bondage, all right? I've been listening to the stories. They be having the history of America in the slave year. All right, antebellum, South, meaning pre-war, South, pre-Civil War, and they go into these tales. But the point is, why I'm bringing it up, it's tales of men and women who both loathe being here and being under this devil. Both men and women, and they both plotted and killed practice. In these tales, these are actual accounts taken from county records, court records, and different personal accounts of diaries and minutes of meetings. And they compile these stories, and then they bring to light how things was. All right, and you had a lot of slaves rebelling, both men and women. But you look at Jake now, y'all don't want to go nowhere. Y'all happy right here home. Get that, brother. That's it. Yeah, get that.
This is Jeremiah chapter 2 and verse 14. Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave?
Right, what's wrong with you?
Right.
What's wrong with you Negroes? Even when the Lord pulled you out of Egypt, y'all wanted to go back. All right, and here we are bringing you the gospel of salvation, and y'all fanning the hand. Go with that. Go with that. Oh man, yeah, there you go with that. But read that again, now.
This is the book of Jeremiah chapter 2 and verse 14. Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave?
Right, are you? But look, we tell them, hey, you in captivity. Ah, no, that's bullshit. I ain't no slave. I ain't no slave. Give me my EBT. Where my snap? Yeah, you a lie. The devil is a lie. I ain't no slave. But look at you. Look. You a homeborn fucking slave. You know? Even the way y'all treat each other. Y'all don't, a people, see when we just read Lo Ami, right. That's what everything y'all went into. The murdering in the music. How you gonna have murder music? And niggas brag about that. Yeah, this is murder. Well, yeah, the drill, your boy, he got the Maybach music, but all you niggas make is murder music. Music is powerful. Spoken word with rhythmic music. That goes right into your subconscious. Esau knows this. That's why, just like you said, you will not get a record deal if you speaking on some positivity, something that is going to lift us up. You got to speak that negativity. You know, you got to drop the negative balls. But right, our people, man, they are homeborn slaves. All right. we're just dealing with being a people, all right? You have some type of respect and dignity for one another, all right? As a people, you know what? You're not gonna piss in your hallways or your elevator at your building. You're not gonna throw trash because this is not only I stay here, but my people stay here. You're not gonna graffiti up the walls, but no people will. Fuck it, I ain't got no hope. Fuck it. Fuck this shit. And living in the projects will make you feel like that. I don't see how they do it, but you know, economically, most of them have no choice.
I've seen motherfuckers pull up to the red light and throw chicken boxes out the
Oh man, yeah.
like, damn, like, huh? Really?
Oh, goddamn mad. Yes, baby.
Just throw the bones and all, just throw the shit.
But that's a no people, you know? And they go back to Esau. Esau did that shit. What you think? You put man, woman, and child up on the oxen block. This is a family. The father go to Mississippi, the wife go to Alabama, and the son go to Louisiana. And what you expect? And we don't know how to get along. You know? But we still should have some decency in us, at least to know not to murder. But they got hatred for one another. It can only be explained by the curses, a sign and a wonder. Because a nigga, two niggas, they never met, don't even know each other. And they'll just hate. And don't let it be two black women, they'll fight. Niggas will just size each other up in mud. They might talk a little shit, the bitches will fight. Because y'all know each other, y'all got bad blood. What the fuck? It's just that there's the curses. It's the only way it can be explained. But yeah, that was it on that out.
No, it's a
Yeah, let's go back to that.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 2 and verse 14. Is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled?
Right, raw, through. That's what it said. Why is he through? Right, because we forsake the covenant of the Lord all power. And so in turn, he forsook us. All right? Give me Hosea 4 and 6. But now through Yahweh Shah, we can come back. We don't have to be forsaken. Yahweh Shah fixed it, so we don't have to be forsaken. All right? I don't want to be forsaken. I want to be thought about, remember. You know? Oh, yeah, you got it. Go ahead.
It's Hosea chapter 4 and verse 6.
Yeah.
My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Yeah, you Negroes, Latinos, you Native Americans. Destroyed without Yahweh by and Yahweh Shah. When you come back to Yahweh Shah, you get but right, the opposite of destroyed or constructed, but you get, I guess, edified.
Edified.
Yeah, you get edified into the image of our Lord. All right? Hit it one more time, huh?
Hosea chapter 4 verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
And destroy just goes into destruct, right? To take apart. We've been taken apart spiritually, which led to our whole undoing. All right? Our women are emotionally all over the place, don't have no accountability. Oh, it's just emotional. No, you got to control that shit. You don't just let it run wild, you know? But, right, we are destructive men, emotion, running around here. And you know a man ain't supposed to be letting his emotion run wild. And that's dangerous, and that's the situation we have in our neighborhoods. These dangerous situation with these YNs, they in their strength, in their youth, they don't have a goddamn logical bone in their body. That's a recipe for disaster. All right? When you got power and no control, that's what Bruce Lee speaks about, power with control. And in essence, there really is no power without control. All right? Power comes with control through discipline. So, no control, you truly have no power. But this is what this the situation Esau is set up within us, when you got all of these tough guys, you know, and they tough in the hood, and when they come to fighting each other, but what are they doing for, the situation for anybody? But, for anybody, for their neighborhood, they like to say the community, what are they doing? They're destructive because they themselves are destructive. All right, so all they can do is destroy. We're here building because we've been edified with the holy word of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. We've been edified. It's a word I can't. We've been reconfigured, put back together. So now we come out to offer the same, that reconstruction. All right? Well, yeah, go. There's some more in there. Go
Like
ahead.
real quick, and
Yeah.
in another way we have been destroyed or deconstructed, is a saying that divide and conquer. And think about it, the Northern Kingdom, the Hispanics and Native Americans, they don't even think that the North and Southern Kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi are their people. And it's not just that they don't think that. You got certain Hispanics that hate the guts of a nigga, man. They hate seeing a nigga. They'll say the same thing as a white man. You tell their daughter, you better not go get a nigga. The thing is,
The Latin tribe, they bad with that. Yeah, that was it.
not even knowing, look, that's your people, man. We all the same people. And that's what Esau did. He deconstructed us, have us separate, and not knowing that's the power. But how do we come back without him saying? It all starts with the word. That's how we go come back. The only thing that's gonna bring a Negro, Hispanic, and Native American back this time and ever is gonna be by the word of the Lord. That's the only way.
That's
And
it.
it's gonna be through Yahweh Shai also, but that's the only way,
That's
through the
only way
word,
the
man.
Most High set it up.
That's it.
That's right.
It ain't gonna be no marching. That's why you Hispanics, when ICE first came, help us, man. Why y'all niggas ain't helping? Niggas about to go through it too. All tribes need help from the Lord, and it start with the truth, man. That's what you need to realize. You ain't just gonna escape America by getting rich. By finding out just any knowledge, reading any book. It's this book. Even that, people just want to read any book. I read a book, every month I read a new book. What you learning? Like, what you
Yeah.
getting though?
Right.
Like, what is it gonna benefit your life? What is it gonna benefit you? This information you found, give me any book. 21. What's this? The old Zane books. The old Zane books, the black. The Zane book. Right, that's little black woman had that when I was. But the Zane book, you read that. What that's gonna do for you when all hell breaks loose? When the MOTBB mandate is right here. This was gonna bring our nation back. So like at the time of part. This is Hosea 4:6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I also will reject thee.
Now, what's so cold about that? The flip side is Isaiah 33:6. And wisdom and knowledge is going to be the stability of our time. All right? Because we are destroyed for lack of knowledge, but we're going to be stabilized. We're going to be put back together and stabilized in these trying tribulation times that's coming. We're going to be held down by the knowledge of the Lord. All right? So that lack of knowledge destroyed us, but the return of that knowledge is resurrecting us. All right? Spiritually. Go ahead.
Hosea 4:6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I also will reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. And seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy children.
That was really the point. All right. That because you forgot the law of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai, he's gonna forget you, he's gonna forget your children, and you won't be a priest unto him. Because see, the kingdom that's coming is a kingdom of priests and kings. All right. And what does that mean? The whole world is going to be serving Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. If the kingdom is a kingdom of priests, I mean the whole world is going to be serving the Most High. Under, Yahweh Shai and the 12, and the rest of the 144,000 going to go around the earth. Well, they will. Lord willing, I would like to be in that number, but they're going to be dispensing gospel and judgment. The world is going to be in the right vibration. You're going to see the world as it was meant to be experienced. Yeah, right, Con. Apostle Tahar mentioned instant manifestation. That you can think of something and just bring it into existence. You know? And it's going to be a beautiful earth. It's going to be beautiful people. Beautiful life. And that's a part of the reason Esau gonna have to do a meal. He's gonna have to do that 1,000. Because he gonna be in the kingdom, right? But he just ain't gonna enjoy it. Yeah, they're gonna be the new niggas. But they're gonna get to breathe fresh air too. They'll get to probably drink some clean water, who knows. But they'll get to witness it. They ain't gonna get to enjoy it. All right? They'll get to bear witness of our kingdom and see how it's supposed to be done. All right? But yeah, brother, you have something?
This is Baruch chapter 4 and verse 30. It says, take a good heart, O Jerusalem, for he that gave thee that name will comfort thee. Miserable are they that afflicted thee, and rejoice at thy fall. Miserable are the cities which thy children serve. Miserable is she that received thy son. For as she rejoiced at thy ruin, and was glad at thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation. So that's what we got. That's what we got to look forward to. Yeah, the other nations have, they mocked and scoffed, and they watched us go down. They watched us be it from, called the sons of God all the way down to niggas. And they marvel in it and laugh in it and revel in it. But guess what? Hey, this is gonna be that trading places moment. We're gonna flip-flop. The Lord is going to bring us back to our former glory, and the Lord is going to bring you back to your former desolation.
That's it. Yeah, trading places 2.0. But in real life, right? Real life trading places. All right? But it ain't gonna be that, because we're gonna be so much higher than what you went. You ain't even, hey, we got to show you how it's done. That's all I can say. We're gonna have to show you how you rule the earth. Because you did a piss poor job. And then Esau tell you some shit like that. Boy, you did a piss poor job. Well, y'all did a piss poor job of running this world. But I mean, y'all the devil. If you judge them by that, y'all did a good job as the devil. They did a good job as the devil. But yeah, y'all ain't have nothing else. We're going to get on up out of here. But before we do, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory again unto
Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, Come honors
to the elders and apostles of the great millstone. All right. and the men that taught them. Peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the rest is the elect. All right. To the next one, y'all stay up. Much love. Shalom.
Shalom.